Welcome, friends, to the OBB Competition 2. That's right, we are back with another exciting competition featuring legendary designers and judges. Let's give a huge shout out to Drew Heskett, Ilan Garibi, and Mikhail Kosmolsky for providing amazing and competitive designs for this comp. Yes, this OBB competition has a new tessellation division as well as an insect for the representational one. Let's have a look at what y'all will be folding. First up is the Golofa beetle designed by Drew Heskett. Drew specializes in efficient designing, and despite having many details such as segmented legs and spikes, this Golofa beetle fits into a small grid. This leaves much of the shaping up to the imagination and skill of the folder. Pre-creasing diagrams and a crease pattern will be given for this design, and I am really looking forward to seeing some crispy insects. Second is a creative molecule for the tessellation division. This is the pineapple and extreme pineapple molecule designed by Ilan Garibi and Mikhail Kosmolsky. This molecule is fantastic and provides a unique opportunity for competition. Excerpts about this molecule from Ilan's book, Origami Tessellations for Everyone, are provided about the basic and extreme versions of this molecule. It is then up to you, the competitor, to create with this molecule to outperform everyone else through execution, difficulty, and creativity. I am not too much of a tessellation folder, but just looking at the molecule makes me want to see a recursive version or a bunch of them put together or other creative and very difficult configurations. Have you been wanting to push your folding to the next level and improve like you've never thought before? Then you really have to try competing in one of these two divisions, because it is apparent that execution and folding skill will greatly come into play. So, the competition has increased, and so has the prize. In addition to winning any ebook off OrigamiShop.com, both winners of the division will receive tickets to the Origami World Marathon 3, a prize valued over $70. And you heard that right. The Origami World Marathon 3, where renowned designers from all across the world teach origami classes for 48 hours straight. You will love attending this event. Thank you to the OWM team so much for sponsoring this prize. It is an absolute honor. All right, so how do you sign up for this competition? I did my best to make the signups more streamlined. All you have to do is purchase the booklet for the division you want to join and fill out the form right below that. And yeah, you can sign up for both divisions and compete for both divisions. Up to you. I've heard from some of the past participants that they joined the OBB competition just to have their work seen by some of our amazing judges. And this time around, we have another set of exciting judges for the representational division and tessellation. So first off, for the insects, we have 3 fantastic insect folders that you probably are well aware of. Of course, starting with the designer, Drew Heskett is one of the judges, followed by Origami Kimuro, who is such a mind-blowing insect designer and folder. If you haven't seen his work, definitely check it out. And finishing off the trio is another absolutely cracked insect folder. You really have to see his last post because it blows my mind how clean and well executed this is. But it is none other than Nick LaFleur. And our tessellation judges are mega cracked folders, designers, and pioneers. Starting off with Ilan Garibi, Madonna Yoder, and Mikhail Kosmolsky. All 3 of them have mind-blowing work, not just with paper, but other materials as well, bringing their folding skills to create some truly, truly amazing creations. So I hope you guys are just as excited as I am to have those judges look at the work for this competition. And how are those things going to be judged? Let's quickly go over the judging, as I have tweaked it and revised it a little bit for both divisions and for these specific designs. So let's take a look at the representational judging. We've changed the categories a little bit to give them a little bit better definitions and pathways, so while you're folding, you know what to aim for. Starting off with execution, it is going to be worth 35% of your total score. And it is how well the model is folded with no extra creases, no blatant mistakes, and each part of the insect is going to be factored individually to make up that 35%. So the legs and body are going to make up 12% each, and the head about 11%. Now, these values might change if we need to see more balancing, but you kind of get the picture on how this category is graded. Next, we have shaping at 45%. So despite insects being pretty linear folds, there's still a lot of room for shaping and creativity. So shaping is about how well the model is finished. This also includes no extra glue marks or, paint smudges, things of sorts like that are involved during the shaping process of the model. Also, the insect needs to have proper proportions, a purposeful pose, and emotional response. When you see this insect, you want to feel something, either that it's truly, truly amazing or it's something very imaginative for that beetle. And the creativity multiplier is back. And this actual value will kind of vary, again, depending on how we see need for balancing, but it will still reward people for getting a little extra creative with their beetles. And I want to really see what people come up with. And presentation is our fourth and final category at 20% of the total score. I think a lot of people got confused by the paper choice category, so we mixed it in with presentation. So now presentation includes your photography, the display, the background, the paint choice, paper choice, and textures all together. So how does the entire photo that you submit really present your model, and how well does it do that? So a lot of those factors will come in. Again, paper choice, paint, background, it's not the most important thing. This isn't what you're going to be winning the competition by, but it's still very important to decide to get the best efforts in your presentation to complement your folding skills. So don't be tripped up by this. If you could possibly win by using something like Kami or double tissue. It's all about how you use it, not what you use, how you use it. So I hope that eliminates some more confusion on those categories. And right below on the website, you can check out our scale. Instead of being graded from 0 through 5, it's now 0 through 10 to give the judges a little bit more flexibility to accurately position their score for the model. And you can kind of see some definitions along what those numbers mean as well as kind of a guideline on what to go for. I know some of these are a little bit harsh and I'm a little bit strict on shaping, but these are important categories and definitions that you want to consider when competing. So go check that out. Try to understand what you need to do well. Now on to the tessellation judging. Now remember, the competition is with a single molecule, and it's quite a unique format differing from a representational one. So here we have execution at 75%. So again, this is how well you fold the molecule, the tessellation in total, no extra random creases, no wrinkles, no rips, no blatant mistakes. And we want difficulty to be pushed a ton. A lot of creativity, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, execution is the most important part about these tessellations. Now, 25% is going to presentation because, again, you have to be able to show what you've done with the molecule and your tessellation as a whole. If you look at some very crazy complex tessellations, you'll know that they're presented pretty well. Some of them have light coming through to show the details. Some of them are at just a perfectly squared off angle so you can tell the symmetry and all the various foldings and weavings of the papers. And that's coming in at 25%. And our third category is going to be the most interesting, and this is a multiplier for difficulty. So difficulty is something we really want to push since, again, you're not just folding one molecule and calling it a day. You're taking the molecule and folding it into something really crazy that you come up with, whatever you come up with. So difficulty will scale your entire score a lot depending on what you do. And this is definitely going to scale on the submissions. So you're directly competing against everyone else to see if your difficulty is more than the person behind you. So yeah, that's kind of the extra competitive edge here. You want to be able to outperform, make it out complex and increase difficulty and complexity as much as possible while maintaining execution to really win this category. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what people do to push themselves in these tessellations to really bring it all together into a masterpiece. Last but not least, we have to talk about the rules. So you have until May 31st to fold and shape the origami to the best of your abilities. And you're going to be submitting on Instagram again using the same hashtag OBB.design, and with a minimum of 3 photos from different angles. The judges will score all the submissions, and the highest scoring fold will win. There will be a winner for the representational category and one winner for the tessellation division. So 2 winners in total this time. And all participant scores will be kept on the leaderboard to track for future competitions. So those of you who participated in the last competition, we have your scores saved. If you compete in this one, it's going to tally up and add to your placement in the overall leaderboard. Glue and MC are allowed for shaping, both for representational and the tessellation division, and painting is allowed for both as well. Maybe to give your tessellation some extra color, or to give your beetle the different colored shell. It's not a natural color change model for the most part. You can make it, but we're going to allow paint to get this beetle shell however you want, and for you to have a little bit more flexibility with the model. There are no cuts allowed, no cutting out layers or anything like that, but for the tessellation division, you are allowed to use a different shape other than a square. So you can use a rectangle, a really, really long rectangle. Probably won't work with a triangle or a hexagon, but if you can figure it out, by all means go for it. Distributing or posting the diagrams from either division will result in disqualification. I will know who you are if you do it. And if you are under the age of 18, please ask your parents before committing to this competition. Since you are paying the $5 entrance fee, they have to know. And that's the OBB competition too. I am so excited for this competition. We've bumped up the prize. We have 2 divisions, doubled the amount of judges. Super exciting. I'm looking forward to your folds. I'm looking forward to interacting with the judges to pick the winners. And yeah, it's just so cool to be able to do this. So thank you guys so much for, just even watching this video and sharing the last competition. Super big shout out to the ones who participated last competition. We had way more people join than I had thought possible or that would. So I'm excited to see who joins and who wants to compete in this time around. Definitely check out the website obbdesign.com to see all these other details, read through the rules, see how to get the form signed up and buy the booklets. It's all on there. Check out those judging categories. It's really important to know what you're competing with and kind of the scoring system that we're putting around. Feel free to leave me feedback, anything of the sorts. If you have extra questions, DM me on Instagram. But yeah, this competition is going to be super cool. Thank you guys for watching, and I want to see you compete. See you in the next video.
All this origami, all this origami, all this origami got me going kamikaze.